Mind if I sit? Can everyone see me? Alright, yes, safe until I fall. I did fall the other day. I was mortified. I was like walking, I was flying with my kids, and I fell up the ramp getting off the airplane. And everyone was like mortified because I have this huge belly, and I like fell flat on my face. And so I Googled like what happens when pregnant women fall. I got so many websites that say that pregnant women fall all the time. I was like, really? I guess there's, you know, the balance thing. I've never fallen before except for that one time. So apparently it's apparently it happens a lot.
Especially in forest.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with heels and balancing and all that. So, yes.
Have you got any names picked out?
Yeah, we ran out of names. We used the 3 that we really liked, and now we're like, what do we name this kid? We have like another month, so I'm not sure. I like the name Lennox. It's a boy. My husband doesn't like that name. He likes Julius. I don't mind it. Yeah. Any suggestions?
You just break his hand during labour and then he'll agree to anything.
He'll agree to any of it? You squeeze really tight? Yes.
Michael?
Michael?
Red Alice is supposed to be quite popular.
What is?
Red Alice.
Web Alice? Really?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do anything like Clark or, you know, anything from the shows I've been on. That would be weird.
No Edward or Jacob, please.
No Jacob?
Or Edward. Don't.
Or Edward.
Don't.
Oh, yeah. No. I liked the books, though. But my version of those, they were a little, like, manlier.
Older.
Right?
Yeah.
I know it was like teenagers, but not in my version.
Otherwise it just goes wrong.
I've never seen the movies, though. You guys watch the movies?
We've had one of the actors who was in one of the werewolves came a couple of years back.
Oh, cool.
With us.
Yeah, they've been they've been doing quite a few of those shows. They're all over the states. They have them in every state, all the creation shows. Mm-hmm. And those guys are all over the place. So, who watches Smallville? What about Stargate? Yes. All the Stargates?
Yeah. We get a lot of Stargate.
It's the end of an era. Like, what's going to happen now? 17 seasons and a few movies and nothing.
Are they going to make a movie?
They're not going to make a movie. So I don't know the last you guys heard. Basically what happened was, it's a little cheeky really. They, the network, we finished shooting season 2, November 23rd or something like that last year, and they canceled us December 13th. All the sets were still standing, everything like that, but we had all moved home and, we're waiting for our Christmas present. And we got the notice that we're no longer needed. And so Brad Wright wrote a script. He's the creator of the show, of course, and all of the shows. He, went to Fox, I think, for money. No, also MGM is no longer MGM. It's being run by Spyglass. So there's not a whole lot of support there either, because MGM was really the driving force of this continuation, all the movies, all the franchises, everything. And they were in some hot water for a little while, and now they're being operated by Spyglass. And so they went back and forth and got really close sometimes, and then went backwards, and this went on for months to try and get a movie made. And what the plan was to do 2 movies, one to wrap up Stargate Universe's storyline, because it left on a huge cliffhanger. And then the second movie would be like a Stargate All-Star, which would be a handful of all of the characters from all of the Stargates, which I think would be really nice and bring some union to the franchise, because there seemed to be such a big divide between SG-1, SG-A, and Universe. It's like them and us. And we all really like each other. Seriously, like I think everyone thinks there's this big rivalry. We're all friends, we all hang out, we all know each other. We do these panels together and we all really get along. So there's really no rivalry. I just think that it, you know, was a different show, and it kind of maybe started off on the wrong foot. Anyways, long story short, it's not going to happen. They didn't get the funding, and they struck the sets and sold all the props. So, there's no more Stargate. Unless they make a movie. I mean, like another movie, not one with ours. Yes?
Did you get to keep any of your stuff from Stargate?
No, I didn't get to keep anything. Well, when you wrap a show for a season, you're not allowed to take anything. It's all property of the show, and then usually it has to wait till it airs. So they waited till everything aired, which was May or so of last year, and or this year rather. And then they had the big prop sale. They gave me my chair back. This is Alaina Huffman, my director's chair back, you know. But I didn't think to ask for anything. I should have. I want a Kino. I know they don't really fly, but there's a lot of them. They come out of that machine. And I just think they look kind of cool on a bookshelf. Yeah. Or a gate. But then you need two of them. I think they're quite expensive. Yes.
What's the prospect of a reprisal in an animation format?
It's been done.
It's been done.
To deal with that type of story.
I have no idea. I did hear, though, that there is an animation.
Infinity. Didn't last long.
Infinity. Was it for Universe or just a
No,
Stargate in general?
Another separate Stargate.
It's Stargate Infinity. The 10th chevron? Is there a chevron relevance there? No? No, I can't imagine there'd be anything. I think they've sort of exhausted all the possibilities. I did hear that Dean Devlin wants, you know, he's the original creator of the movie, the Roland Emmerich movie, and I did hear that he would like to reprise it. Originally there was 3 movies written and only 1 made. So I did read a little bit of that. I think it was back in June. Someone tweeted it and I read that. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think they could reboot the franchise and make it very successful, given that science fiction is such a popular genre right now. You know, much like they did the new Star Trek movies. I don't think it would involve any of us, but you never know. Yes.
Obviously, the Smallville with Black Canary, they very much changed the costume from the comic, but the one thing they kept was the fishnets and that sort of tight-fitting bodysuit. What was that like trying to do all that crazy active stuff and the practicality of fishnets in this weird bodysuit outfit?
Yeah, fishnets, tight leather, very cold Vancouver winters. Not the greatest for stunts. No, actually, there were a few times, like the first episode I did, Siren, on the rooftop, I had like a fight with Chloe and Green Arrow and stuff, and I did this like spin kick, and I can't tell you how many times I was like, crap guys, my heel got stuck in my fishnets. So we had to keep redoing it. It's not very practical at all, but it's even funnier to see it put on. Like, you think they're so stealthy, these superheroes. These things are ridiculous. Like, to put my costume on, I'm like in my trailer, it's so unattractive. I'm like trying to squeeze into it. Justin hates his costume. He's like a different person when he puts on his Green Arrow costume. He's miserable. He hates that thing. He's like, I'm just in a bad mood today, I'm gonna be Green Arrow. He can't hear anything when the hood is on. It's really quite funny. We laugh at him a lot. They're all kind of funny. Alan, you know, Aquaman, his costume is funny too. He describes it. He's like, you guys all have these beautiful, like, custom-made leather costumes. And they come on this big, beautiful rack, and they're like presented, and you have weapons and all this. And he's like, they pull mine out of a Ziploc baggie. And half the time he only wears half of it, which is quite all right, actually. Yeah, they're funny. But I think the worst costume is Hawkman, Michael Shank's costume.
Yeah.
The thing is ridiculous. Like, it looks really good, but he can't walk in it. Like, he has to stand like this because the wings are so heavy, and 2 people have to put him in it. It's really funny. So we have a good laugh. Any other questions? Oh, good. Hi.
Both Stargate and Atlantis have audiobooks. Is there any talk about whether the universe will go the same way?
No, I don't know anything further with Stargate. The offices are cleared out. They're now doing Robert Carlyle's new show, Once Upon a Time, is shooting there. So they've taken over those offices. But it would be nice. I want an action hero. That's all I want, personally. Right? I want a figure, like an action figure. Atlantis and SG-1 has their own action figures. I don't know what we know. And I always joke that my character would say, I don't know. My action figure, the button. I don't know. My character says that a lot. We're not supposed to be here. That's all it is. But no, I haven't heard anything. And I didn't know they did audiobooks. Interesting. It's been a long ride. Have you guys all watched Stargate from the beginning?
Yes.
Wow. And what?
When it came out on DVD as well.
Again.
Several times.
When I first got the job, I knew what Stargate was, of course. I had read for Atlantis like a handful of times, just as a guest star, but I'd never watched the show. And, sorry. And, I shouldn't admit that in this room. And I went for a meeting at MGM. You know, everything was all done. My deal was done. I was packing up my stuff, ready to move up to Canada to shoot the show. And I went into MGM, and I was having a meeting with Charlie Cohen just to say hi. And he's like, do you want some stuff? You've never seen the show? I was like, yeah, sure. And he literally made a call to his assistant, and she came in like 10 minutes later with a box. It was like, thunk. I was like, what am I going to do with all of this? I can't watch it all. 15 seasons? I guess I could. You guys all have.
You can do it in about a month.
Yeah, that's the time frame. What's that? I can't hear you. What?
You might have to ignore the kids for the entire month.
For a month and just sit and watch it over and over and over. And over. And then again. And again. Throw a few movies in there. Yes?
What were your experiences like on the NCIS and CSI sets?
Oh, great. I mean, anytime you guest star on a show, I always feel like guest stars get the better roles on a procedural show like NCIS, CSI, all of those types of shows, because you get to play the drama. You get to, bring the drama. David Caruso is a very interesting character. I don't know if you guys have all heard about him. He's fun, that guy. But yeah, no, they're fun. It's like walking into a family. NCIS, I think I was on the 5th season, and they were just lovely. Mark Harmon's a wonderful, wonderful guy. The whole cast is really lovely. Same thing walking onto Smallville. By the time I got to Smallville, it was already the middle of season 7. So it's literally like walking into a family. And Stargate, for that matter. Most of our crew, I would say all of our crew, started with SG-1 at some point, or at least SGA, and has been around ever since. So it's just a big family fun experience. We had such a great time on that show, and all the shows I've worked on. I just most recently, I did an episode of Alphas. Do you guys have that show yet?
Yeah.
No? Yeah?
In
Israel you have it? Not New Zealand? It'll get here.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Many of us have seen it.
But you have seen some of it?
What's the active storyline, just as a problem?
What is the Alpha storyline?
No, that particular one that you...
The episode I was in? Well, all of the Alphas have like a special power. So the storyline that I was in was I play the bodyguard of a wealthy man's daughter, and she gets kidnapped for ransom, and the Alphas discover me, or her, or it. That was a spoiler, sorry. Oops. But it's a good show, and I think that Sci-Fi's got some good stuff coming up. So hopefully it'll replace the void that Stargate is going to leave.
They signed the second season.
They did sign the second season, yeah, of Alphas. So they finished shooting. They got 13 episodes, I think. So they did the first 13, and now they've gotten picked up for a second set of 13. And most of the sci-fi shows do 13 episodes. I wish what they would have done with Stargate, what they did with Eureka. When they canceled Eureka, and they were like, oh, okay, fine, we'll give you another episode. They didn't do that for us. That would have been nice. I think the fans deserve it, to be honest, and I think the producers deserve it.
Was there, excuse my ignorance if everybody else knows this, but was there or were you aware of how it would have gone had it continued?
No, I don't personally know. I know that the producers and the writers had an idea of where the storyline was going. I know they had a 5-year plan. But I'm not, I could know. I probably just have to take Brad out for lunch or something. Because they're very open with this, where they want things to go, and they're very open for suggestions and stuff like that. So, but I don't personally know.